Hey friends, fellow artists, and those who appreciate creativity and art, my name is Krystle, and welcome to Unlock the Story. If you can hear the rain going, that's because it's raining outside, and we're not mad about it here in BC. Today, we're sharing the last cut moment from my earlier conversation with painter Mindy Oaten from the Calgary, Alberta area. And if you haven't seen the other episodes, I'm just going to say, please click up here or down in the description box for the playlist. Each other episode has beautiful insights into artistic expression and answers the question, why did Mindy do that? Especially our last painting that we looked at, Our Joy. It gave great insights into the use of symbolism. So before, though, we look at today's painting, I'm going to invite you to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and please do leave us a comment down below. All of these actions really help us with the algorithm and tells it to share this content with a wider audience. Today's painting is called Eyes Opened, and as I say, it's one of my favorite paintings that Mindy has recently completed. Her use of a restricted palette and layers makes a thoughtful image for us to consider. But before I go deep on the rabbit trail of my own thoughts, let's hear directly from Mindy about Eyes Opened. Well, thank you so much, Mindy, for coming on Unlock This Story and for talking about your artwork with us today. The other one that's actually, I messaged you and said, hey, this is like one of my favorite paintings you've done recently that you've posted on Instagram is, I believe it's Jesus healing the blind man. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I just absolutely love this painting and the inclusion of the monarch butterfly as well in this painting is just hauntingly beautiful. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about this painting from your perspective?
Yeah. So this is part of the new series. I'm almost done on the life of Jesus. So I chose these moments in his life and ministry to illustrate in painting. And this one I called Eyes Opened. And it's the story where he heals the blind man. And this one, he heals a few, I think, in the Gospels. This particular one is where he took mud and would have put it on his eyes and told him to go wash in the pool of Siloam. So, you know, when you're thinking visually portraying a miracle of healing blind eyes, I included the bandage because instantly, you know, then, okay, this guy is blind. But I did put a little bit of the mud kind of reference in there. Mm-hmm. And, you know, as I was painting, it's like, as I was painting the mud, I felt this, this reference to us being created from the dirt and from the mud of the earth. Mm. And I just, you know, it's not mentioned in it, but that's what I love about scripture is you can see all these parallels that Jesus is, it's like he created us as a potter and a molder. And then he takes the mud from the ground and puts it on his eyes. And I thought that was so beautiful. But then the monarch butterfly is, you know, a symbol of transformation, of change, of rebirth. And I think this was just a beautiful picture of that transformation he was about to receive, his sight. And I chose a very light palette, very kind of bright, because right before that, Jesus says, I am the light of the world. And so it's him being the light and giving him light through his sight. So he's getting like a physical transformation and a spiritual transformation at one time, right? Like this one moment. So, but I also love in this story, he gave him an instruction. There was obedience attached to it. So that's why I think I needed the bandage still because he still was blind going to that pool to wash.
Right, of course.
Then he left seeing. And so that's a neat, you know, part of the scripture to contemplate a bit is there was a bit of steps involved in his action to have faith enough to go wash that he'll come back seeing. So one thing that I didn't do for years because I did have such reverence and I'm like, no, it felt very sacred, was painting Jesus's face, representing his physical face. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what he looks like. Like, we really just don't know what he looks like when he was in the flesh. We don't. And so that part for years, I'm like, I'm only doing hands and feet. That's why I do so many hands and feet. But then I was challenged in a commission. A church wanted a picture of Jesus. Like they really wanted me to paint his face for a project. And so I did it. And, you know, it broke something because I felt the Lord's grace saying, you're painting out of your love for me. You're seeking my face. We see it in scripture. Seek my face, although it could be just a really bright light. And that could be, like in Moses's case, he came down glowing because he was in his presence. And so that's one area in painting. But this last series, I did do a few pictures of him. I didn't do a straight shot. Some are sideways, whatever. But I felt okay. I felt okay to do it at this point. I'm like, you know, if it draws people to him, that's all I care about. So no matter what he looks like, we just don't know 100%. So,
well, Mindy, this conversation has been so much fun. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining with me today. And now it's over to you. Let me know in the comments below which element of Eyes Opened stood out or impacted you the most. To see more Unlock the Story and other projects that we're doing here at Presence Creative Arts, as always, please follow us over on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Till next time, keep creative.